All right, Psalm 73. God's ways are vindicated, and we're at the beginning of the third collection of Psalms within the overall book of Psalms. Um, Here's a question to start. If you were given the choice of being prosperous but wicked, evil, corrupt, or being poverty stricken in life but pure in heart, which would you choose? Maybe you're kind of like, well, that's an easy choice. Is it always? Sometimes I think it's hard. The author of this psalm, Asaph, was struggling with this question, at least struggling about thinking about going to the dark side, so to speak, out of jealousy of what some rich yet wicked people had. He was struggling with compromise. If I compromise a little here, maybe I'll get a little of that prosperity. I'll get a little of what these people are enjoying. And compromise in terms of following Yahweh, following God. I mean, those wealthy people in Asaph's day, but they were wicked as well. They looked so at ease, yet their ways were so opposite to the way of love for God and others. Pride, violence, arrogance are mentioned. He was attracted to the wealth and the seeming health and prosperity, but the manner in which it was gained or used repelled him. At issue was Asaph wanted his pure in heart way to give him prosperity in this life. But as he's expressing, it's like, God, my pure in heart, my desire to be pure in heart is just leading to more trouble. But he remembers himself, kind of almost like go back to Psalm 1, the beginning of all of the Psalms, about the way of the wicked and the way of the righteous person. And the way of the wicked person, it may look good for a time, but the end will not be good. To walk the way of the wicked would not only be to betray Yahweh, but to betray, to hurt those God made in his image. So Asaph's troubled. He's struggling until he goes to the temple area, because that helped Asaph think big picture, think long term, think about things from God's perspective rather than his own. Because when God brings judgment, kind of that image from when God awakens from sleep, which has this notion of, God, we're not seeing your kingdom operating in full right now. It seems like you're asleep. You're not kind of active as much as I want you to be. But here's when God does bring the kingdom in full, the wicked will find their wealth and their way of living will bring nothing good from God. And Asaph doesn't want his heart to be on that route. So Asaph remembers and reminds himself of the presence of God and his love for God above all other things. Ease, wealth, comfort, just some of the things that he mentions. And so, do we share Asaph's envy? We all at times do. How we use our finances, how we're willing to treat people, how we're willing to act to get what we want, our preferences, at the expense of others. Remember the insights of this psalm today and think about what you don't have today, whether that's health or wealth or your way or your preferences being honored, what you don't have today won't last. And what can be, and it can be taken away even if you had that. Sermon on the Mount, for example, Jesus says, don't store up treasures on earth where moth and rust destroy, thieves can break in and steal. Put your treasures with God. Where your heart is, there your treasure will be also. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. That's the right way to say that one. But remember what you have with God right now today. His covenant promises, his love for you, who he has made you to be in Christ, in his family, adopted as his child, that can never be taken away. For I'm convinced that nothing in all creation. As Paul would say at the end of Romans 8, neither height nor depth, angels nor demons, past or present, nothing in all creation can separate us, can separate you from the love of God through Jesus Christ. May the Lord bless you and keep you today. As the fax goes, thank you, Gwendolyn. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you. May the Lord be gracious to you. And today, would you know his peace? God bless.